You've planned every detail of your big day, but are these photography pitfalls quietly sabotaging your wedding day memories? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to avoid those pitfalls and walk away with photos that truly capture you and your celebration. If you're new here, I am Suad of Suad Photography, and for over 33 years, I have been taking wedding branding and portrait photography. And in that time, I have learned a lot about helping couples go through their wedding day stress free and give photos they can truly adore on their wedding day. And I want to make sure that nothing stands in your way when capturing your wedding day moments. But in the meantime, tell me in the comments below one image that you can't wait to see in your wedding day album. So, one of the biggest challenges that I see is when couples underestimate the time that they need to capture their wedding day photos. A rushed schedule often means missed opportunities for timeless, intimate portraits that truly reflect your day. For example, I once worked with a couple who only allocated about 15 minutes for their wedding portraits. After we discussed their vision, they realized that they actually needed more time to fully enjoy the process and capture those moments that meant the most to them. This change not only enhanced their wedding gallery, but it also turned their portrait session into one of the most enjoyable moments of their day. Now, another misstep that I find couples making is when it comes to lighting. Lighting can make or break your photos, and timing special events like the ceremony or the newlywed portraits can significantly impact the quality. Midday portraits often result in dark shadows and less than flattering light. I once worked with a couple who, after their ceremony, had planned their newlywed portraits for high noon. While we adjusted for finding shady areas for more flattering light, the difference compared to either time later in the day or even golden hour just before sunset was undeniable. By scheduling portraits and key moments during golden hour creates soft, warm light and flatters everyone and even adds depth to your photos. While time closer to sunset is optimal, I find it's also more optimal not to stress if your schedule doesn't quite align with sunset hours. Your photographer can work creatively with the light available to them and still manage to capture those stunning photos. Though golden hour offers exceptional quality and opportunities for creativity, the essence and story of your day can still be captured no matter what time of day it is. So another challenge that I personally find that couples have a hard time with is providing the photographer an overload of must-have images. Now, I once had a couple who supplied me over 40 images of their must-have images for the day. And as much as my desire is to capture all those images, it does tend to tie your photographer's hands. If they are busy trying to check off every image that's a must-have for you, those quiet moments, those original, authentic moments can sometimes slip by. The best advice that I can give to you to have a less stressful wedding day is to hire a wedding photographer that you can trust to creatively and intuitively capture those special moments and those interactions in the most genuine way that preserves your day beautifully. And just remember, the most beautiful images don't come from lists. They come from those moments that you least expect and didn't even realize they were happening. Many couples feel that having a first look will diminish the impact of walking down the aisle. The truth is, whether you choose to have a first look or the traditional walking down the aisle first look, both approaches can work beautifully to ensure ideal portraits as long as the timing is thoughtfully planned. A first look offers a quiet, intimate moment to connect before the ceremony, and this often helps the couples to be quiet and present with one another. And yes, it can also provide extra time for portraits without feeling rushed. Now, on the other hand, saving the first moment for coming down the aisle can be just as impactful, as long as there is time allocated for those newlywed portraits later. Now, as a disclaimer, I am neither first look or traditional. I always remind couples that it's not about choosing one approach over the other. It's about creating a timeline that honors your preferences and ensures we have the time and space to capture the story authentically. Now, the beauty of candid moments cannot be overstated. One of my favorite examples is when I was able to capture the groom's mother during the exchanging of the vows. As her son expressed his heartfelt words, the mother could not hold back her tears. And in that moment, I captured that emotion and that one image became one of the treasured photos of the day. It was completely unplanned and perfectly captured. These moments happen naturally when everyone feels like themselves and the photographer blends into the background. This is why when I'm always creating a timeline with a couple, that I always stress to create an environment where people can feel like being themselves. It's in those unguarded moments when the most beautiful moments are preserved. And now that we have covered the most common missteps that I have seen with couples over the 33 years I've been in business, I want to make sure that you now have your unforgettable moments as well. Go ahead and download my free wedding photography workbook to help you plan out the details of your wedding photography with confidence. And when you're down there, also tell me in the comments, what part of your wedding day are you most excited about capturing? In the meantime, watch the next video in this series to learn how to craft the perfect timeline that ensures everything flows seamlessly. I'll see you then.